Hello and welcome.
Welcome. We've been kind of quiet for, we are just saying we're out of practice. We haven't.
It was feeling kind of strange sitting in front of the camera. I was, ooh, I haven't done this in a while.
It's been a whole 2 weeks.
So we weren't actually sure what we were bringing to you today. In all honesty, we were like, what are we going to share with people? Because we're a bit out of practice.
We've actually been writing. We've been writing for the last couple of weeks. 6 new workshops. Yes. And so I think we're going to give you like a tiny snippet that didn't actually make it to the workshop because we ran out of room.
We had so much stuff we wanted to share in the workshops, so there were little bits. So we said, we can share them in other spaces.
This is one.
Yes. So we've been talking a lot about energy. And by energy, we mean the stuff that's underneath all of the how-tos, all of the strategies, all of the external, more kind of physical, tangible,
and
relational stuff.
Yeah, a focus on who you be before what you do.
Yes. Yeah. And today we want to talk about how your mindset habits and the ways, the default patterns that you run in your head and in the way that you communicate, how hugely they affect your energy, and then how hugely they affect how you show up and how in alignment you are with the way that you want to parent and all those strategies that you're wanting to bring out. Like if you're running particular default habits, it's really hard to do other things until you're aware of them and you notice them and you consciously choose to shift them.
And maybe you have an awareness, like lots of us have an awareness of little habits that we do that actually aren't totally serving us. And on one level, we kind of know that. We're like, this isn't really that great for me. I don't really need to be doing this, but we still do. And it's all those habits, and Kaya's going to talk about several common ones in a moment, but it's all those habits that we do that drain our energy, that hold us in a stuck place, that keep us from living fully into the moment and our presence, that keep us clouded, confused, overwhelmed, grouchy, feeling a lack of space inside. What else happens? Our energy we're usually lethargic and tired.
They kind of, they limit our awareness and our thinking. They kind of box us into ruts, into like not actually being able to see what's possible outside of the stuck situations you're in, either in yourself or in relation to somebody else.
Yeah, they create a internal culture in your body that limits your ability to move past it if you don't have the ability to shift them. We're going to talk about that too.
Yeah. So we're kind of being a bit general right now because we would love you, out of this particular conversation we're having right now, we'd love you to tune into what habit you have running in your mind and in your energetic frequency that you would like to shift, because it is often different for different people. But some of the really common ones, and one of them is like the habit of complaining, and that's a bit different. The energy of complaining is different to like expressing what is, expressing what you're feeling, expressing what you're needing, and kind of from a conscious space, just tuning into what's going on. Complaining is more like, what's wrong with the world? What's wrong with me? Poor me kind of energy. Another one is withholding and dishonesty, like holding in yourself, holding back from sharing something that's really important to share with somebody else, holding it in yourself and not wanting to go.
I would separate those two out. So the dishonesty is one that's a leak or an energy drain for sure, and so are withholds. And I actually sometimes think withholds are even bigger.
Yeah.
Like when you've got something you really wish you could say to someone, or something that you wish you had said to someone, how much holding that in actually is crazy stressful. It drains your energy, and your mind just keeps doing the conversation internally in your head. Like it's,
Yeah, good point there. Slightly different. Oh, yeah. And another one is like scarcity thinking, like being in the habit of seeing things from a lack perspective. Like there isn't enough time, there isn't enough money, there's not enough to go around, there's not, and this, none of, in everything that we're sharing here, we're not at all talking about like a bypass of just be happy and just see what you want and like jump to a good place. But if you get stuck in really limiting habits that are like a particular way of thinking that is limiting, then that's not serving you either. So it's not about just jumping out of it to some other place, but it's about being really aware of those habits so that you can consciously choose to go with the energy that's there from a slightly different angle, so you can have more choice and freedom around it.
Yeah, the big first piece in all of this is your awareness. And often these are things that you have, patterns that you've created in your life potentially for quite a while. So some of them you might be like, oh yeah, I should probably not be doing that. And some of them, when you're hearing us talk, you might be like, oh, I didn't even think of that one. Some of them are in your blind spots, and it's really helpful for someone that you trust to let you know. Another one that's a big drain is, I'm saying this because it's present for me today, is this this idea that we need to control every fine detail. You know, like the busyness and the details and the to-do list, and how much we want to micromanage. That's another one.
And
too.
Busyness actually is a whole other one.
Yeah.
Like always having to be doing something, like discomfort with just being. It's like, oh, I could just sit here and not have a task to do.
It's funny. We actually have a few private clients at the moment who are working on the concept of being without having to do something, and they're finding it like really challenging. I can relate. Yeah, like we all can. Yeah, that's another good one. So there are some really common ones that we see come up time and time again that are draining your energy. And hello to everyone who's here and just being lurky. Nice to see you.
And it's good to remember that none of it is true. Like that it's a construct you're creating on yourself, that the stories you make about things, like the stories that, oh, I have to be busy, or the story that, well, there isn't enough, like there really isn't enough, like I can't see how it's possible that there is enough, or the story that
and it can seem so true.
Yeah, it can. But it's good to remember that it actually isn't. It from the perspective that you're in, when you're stuck in this mindset habit, it seems true, but it actually isn't. And you need to be aware of it in order to step out of it and see more of the truth.
Yeah, I think the awareness is a really big first point. Kate made a comment.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
I need to be more positive with my children. I do complain a bit. I also feel the scarcity of not enough time, money, fun. I need a shift. Current habits aren't working. Also a control person and very task-based. You can hear all of them. We all can.
Yeah. Most people can relate to nearly all of these on some level.
Being without doing is virtually impossible. My son forces me to. Yeah. So maybe, Kate, you can, for now, just pick one that both feels like a stretch, like you go, oh, yes, a big yes in your body, but also that feels available, like you don't need to push yourself. It's like a fine line between.
Yeah, it is. It's a fine line, but definitely start. I think there's this common trend in personal growth in general these days to aim so big and so high. And I would say that when it comes to changing habit, start much smaller and get the feeling of success in your body is like a very important piece in being able to change the habits.
Yeah.
So I would say awareness is that one piece. And there's one other piece that I would say is really powerful. It's related to what Kara was talking about, this idea that it's a choice. Once you have awareness, once you're aware of it, you have choice then. And it may be fleeting, and you may need to bring your awareness back and make a choice a gazillion times, but you get choice. And you realize that everything's more a choice than you really think it is. And one of the most powerful questions that a coach has ever asked me, I love this question, is, what are you making that mean? Because the meaning that we make of things shapes everything. You can, in fact, my daughter brought this up in the car the other day. She's 12, and she said, isn't it weird how exactly the same thing can be in front of us, and I'll interpret it in a completely different way to the person next to me? And that is, it's like, what are you making this mean? Is a really powerful question. Just going to put that out there.
And another question that I think, questions are really powerful. Once you're aware, questions help you to have a more empowered choice, to think differently, to get your mind out of that limited box. Another question that I love to ask in these situations when I'm shifting habits is, what else could be possible? Because so much more could be possible.
Yep.
And right now I'm making very limited potential possible.
Or habitual.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what else could be possible helps me to just think a little further. Like in any of the habits that we suggested, like in scarcity thinking, what else could be possible, knowing that there is so much possibility when we're not locked in. And then in, say, in withholds, being aware that you're holding something back, and then noticing, like, what's that about? Like, what am I feeling? What am I needing? And then what else could be possible? Like, maybe there's a completely different, well, there definitely is, but what other stories are possible other than the stories that I'm telling myself right now about this situation and about what's possible?
And so the reason that we bring that all up today, to recap, is these habitual things that we're doing that actually, when you tune into it, if you take a moment to look at them, go, wow, these don't even feel that good. Like, why am I doing these? Are draining your energy and are affecting your ability to be present, and are affecting your ability to stand in a really personally powerful place, which translates into everything, into your relationships with all the people around you. And to be honest, all of this stuff running in your head all the time affects your ability to connect with your children. It's not like we're not saying this to like, oh, this is a terrible thing, but we're giving you these ideas to open you up to the thought that you have so much more energy available to you than you think if you can create a little bit more space, a little, like, free yourself up to start thinking a different way. And these energy drains, or leaks that we call them, are a really big one, but they're a huge one.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else we want to say? Is there anything else, Kate, honey? Is there anything that you want to ask us?
Yeah, and Kate, it might be helpful if you are still here to tune and trust your body, because it will answer. Just trust. Tune into which of the energy leaks you really want to work on now. And if it helps you, let us know.
Yeah, we would love to.
We can hold that for you too.
And for everyone else who's here, because I can see there's people here, which we just kind of finished. It was short life today. But I'm curious, what are the drains on your energy, the habits that you are doing that you know are distracting you from your presence, from your ability to have energy?
And from your integrity, like your alignment.
To really feeling good in yourself. Yeah. What I hear quite often, and it happens all the time for mothers, is Oh, I'm leaving Facebook for a while because that doesn't feel good to me. Now I'm back on Facebook. I'm leaving Facebook. I'm back on Facebook. I'm leaving Facebook. And I have that kind of love-hate relationship too that goes on with it. But that's another one. Like that's one there. I think that these women are tuning in more and going, wow, I need to step back from that. And I think that's also a really powerful one.
It totally is, yeah.
I think that's powerful to have a break.
Yes, so where can you really claim, because we often, when we begin to be aware of one of these energy leaks, these limiting mindset habits, it's because we're also underneath that aware of what else we want, and we actually already have access to what else could be possible. We have access to something else. That's why we're aware of it. So it's just bringing yourself into that space, noticing what's going on, and then allowing what else you're ready for, and kind of taking yourself a bit more seriously in that. Like, this is important. I'm gonna step into this space that I really want to be in. Doesn't mean that means from now on you always have to change and you never go back to that, otherwise you've failed or you're wrong. Like, we're always learning and growing and evolving and moving back forward.
So much. And I think in the fields of neuroplasticity and rewiring our brains and our bodies and our cellular memory, there's a lot of toing and froing when you're trying to recreate new pathways. So don't be hard on yourself. It's a journey. It's a journey. Rachel, comparing self, kids, working on it, but definitely creeps up.
Comparison's a huge one. Yes.
It's a good one to be aware of. Yeah, definitely. Okay, lovelies. It was nice to check in with you again today. We've been a bit quiet the last couple of weeks. Been busy, but we're coming back again. If there's a topic you would like to hear us talk about.
And we're actually going to be, for the next few lives, Lisa's going to be in Europe, traveling all around.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to be doing lives with her in one place and me in another, and her sometimes showing you Iceland and Venice and all kinds of Orkney.
Yeah, that will be fun. How will I show them? Can I show them?
I'm not sure, maybe.
I hope so. I'll definitely do some lives where I show you, because I am going to some of the most amazing places on the planet. I'll definitely show you somehow. The tech gods will help us with that. Well, we know how to talk together, but like, I want to show them not my face.
Yeah.
Get sick of seeing my face, but I'll show you the other way. I'll work it out. Okay, it was lovely to see you all again today. I hope that you enjoy your day. I would love to hear how the energy leak, your awareness of them. Just start with your awareness. Then, and what else is available?
Awareness and choice.
Yeah, that's the biggie. Okay, enjoy your day.
Bye-bye.